So in this video, we're going to be talking about k and g, and I'm just going to jump into it in the interest of time. When I'm trying to teach a kid how to say k, I always start with k. G is a little bit harder, but they're both almost exactly the same. There's only one difference, and we'll talk about that in a second. But when I'm trying to teach a kid how to say k, I want to tell them that they're going to have to stick the tip of their tongue to the back of their bottom teeth. So I'll get like chapstick or maybe a candy or something and just like rub it on the tip of the tongue and being like, okay, and tell them like, okay, that's like glue now. So we're gonna take that and put it like this. And if they have their tongue right here, it's pretty much impossible for them to say t or d, which are usually the sounds that a lot of kids will substitute for k and g. So yeah, so we put our imaginary glue on our tongue and we stick it to the back of our teeth. And I open my mouth and go, and I'll tell them, try to imitate that. Try to, if it helps to imagine that you're trying to cough or clear your throat. But if that tongue is stuck down there, there's no way they can say any other sound. They pretty much have to say, because you want your tongue to be like this, where the fat part of your tongue, the root of your tongue is up on the soft part of the top of your mouth. We call that the velum or the soft palate. So if they're like that, then you can practice then just saying the sound by itself, and then you can maybe start doing some syllables like k, ka, k. If you want to get a little bit more difficult, ku or ko, anything where you have to round your lips. But start with the simple ones and then move to words that are very common that have k at the beginning. So a word like cat or come or can, can't. Those are words that have k at the beginning, and they're very common words that we say a lot. So it's really good to use words that you're going to have a chance to say a lot, the kids are going to be saying a lot. And then after they get good at saying the sounds at the beginning of words, then you can maybe move to the end of a word. And I think it's easiest to start with words that have the same sound at the end as the beginning. So for example, cake or cook. They already have that tongue glued like this, so they don't have to move it. All they have to do is say the right vowel and then go right back to the K sound again. All right, so then g is exactly the same. The only difference is you turn your voice on for g. And you can feel this if you put your tongue here. You go, you don't really feel anything, but if you go g, 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 suddenly you feel that vibration of the vocal folds coming together there. So if they can say k, then g is the same thing, but some kids might struggle a little bit with getting that voice turned on. So this is where you might want to start with a vowel, because all vowel sounds are voiced. So if you go ag, you already have you can feel the vocal folds are already on for that, or og, or eeg. Any vowel sound will do. Is the easiest vowel sound. I always just start with the sound. And then again, same thing, the beginning of words. Go is a great common high frequency word that uses g at the beginning. Get, I'm blanking out here. But anything that you can think of, I'll put some more words in the description when I'm not drawing a blank so hard. And then again, at the end of words, so dog, or if you can think of a word, there's not really any common words that have g at the beginning and the end that I can think of, but gag, yeah, that's really pretty much it that I can say. Once again, I'm blanking out right now. But nonsense words are fine too. Gig, gag, gig. Hey, there we go, gig. That's a word that's not maybe common, but it is an actual word that is not terribly uncommon. So yeah, just high frequency words will be in the description, and if you think of any others, that's great too. But you want to start with just getting the sound by itself, and then we start with syllables, consonant vowel syllables, or CV syllables, where you're just doing the sound and random different vowels at the end. Some of those will be words, like key is a word. But it's really just a consonant vowel syllable shape. So if there's, sometimes that's great. The other good thing about having your mouth open when you do this is you can see what's happening. And if it's visible, that's great. and they can see the similarity, how they're both exactly the same, and they can feel the difference, which is good. But there's a lot of sounds that you can't see and you maybe can't feel as easily, and we'll get to those later. But there's a lot of kids I work with who struggle with getting those velar sounds. So this is a way you can help at home with that. And if you have any questions or concerns or anything you'd like me to go over in a different video, please leave a comment or just email me if you have my email address, or reach out to your neighborhood speech pathologist or your school's speech pathologist if you're not one of my kids. But this is what works for me. I've seen it work a lot for a lot of kids. There's a lot of different ways to do this, but this is just what I do. So, all right, I hope that helped, and thanks a lot for your time.